that link from before on Tabletop Sim or whatever. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look. I don't know what the delay is with YouTube, that's the thing. Okay, so can you just look up at your top thing a second? Your top console. See how much of a delay there is on this thing. And when I said press the button, you did press it and hold it down, right? Maybe it's bound differently. Press escape. A second. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look. You've got... You're starting to get whirring up. Yeah, okay, hold that down until it gets to about 60, and if you take your finger off the button, it should carry on by itself. Yeah, I'm starting to see your rotors starting to spin. You got your collective all the way down, yeah? Yeah, don't take off just yet. Did you have your throttle all the way up still? Because you were shaking around quite a bit then, I'm not quite sure what was happening there. Alright, we'll start from the beginning and we'll go through it all once again. And then that should be enough. I'm not quite sure. I'll see if I can get a bit closer to you. So if you want to reset, just go press escape, select roll, click on, scroll down to the Hueys, click on another one and then click back. I can still see the slightly floating propeller from your last one. Okay, so you got your collective all the way down, and you got your flight stick centered, yeah? Okay. So yeah, right control C to close your doors, and that should be able to hear yourself think. So again, first things first, electronics up top. BAT on. Starter gen's already where it needs to be. As said, turn off the screwing machine with that button to the left of the big yellow fuel switch. Main gen on. Inverter on main. All the dials up. You don't have to do the dials, but I find it makes life easier. Again, radar warning. Same with things like anti-collision. You don't have to, but this sort of server likes it if you do. Do you remember how to turn all the electronics on, yeah? I'm watching you stream again now. Yeah, that's it, all the dials, that's all correct. Oh, you need to turn your main gen on. And then after you've done that, the fuel switch, big yellow and red fuel switch, then hydraulic control, force trim, and then mouse wheel the throttle up and down. I see you're doing that before the switches. That's fine. Doesn't matter what order you do that in. Hooey's not a very complicated machine. Very analog. Okay, now there is something you're definitely going to have to bind to your joystick, or let's figure out what the bindings are, and that's your trim. Alright, so you're going to want your force trim and your reset trim buttons. Yeah, don't weapon release every time you try and trim. Although one thing you will find is kind of weird to get used to is this thing has a, like, the trigger button is the radio. Okay, so let's get this one. Yeah, and then you know what that all means, yeah? You will barely be using any of the buttons on your Warthog for this, because as I said, the Hooey is a very basic bit of kit. Okay. So now that you've got that in your mind, go back and get your propeller spinning. It's an MI8 taxiing along and being a smug arsehole, even though he's got wheels. Fuck you. So yeah, you've got everything on. You've spun the throttle. So if you hold down the starter button, you should see your gas producer start to rile up. Okay. Get a better view of you. See if I can. There we go. Okay, you are jigging about a bit, yeah. Oh, it seems to have stopped. Okay. Alright, so they'll turn off once the engine's at full kill. The only thing that she will still be on is IFF. I don't even know if IFF is pretty poorly simulated with the Hooey. If you look just to the left of where the hydraulic control and force trim, you'll see a little dial that says master knob. Just switch that to normal, and that's your IFF on, and I'll turn the IFF light on. It's not that important on this server anyway. Yeah, well, we'll say now that we're ready to fly. First thing is amp your throttle all the way up to max. Get yourself up to enough, because basically you've been at idle speed. Now you're ready to fly. Bump your throttle up to full, and that will put you in a position where if you're off your collective, you'll actually take off. instead of just wobbling on the floor. If you want the master caution to go away, it's a button. Yeah, so I think it will, because I thought it was a button, the fact here. Oh no, if you want master caution to go away, the light, just above the top left of the error board, there's a thing that says reset and test. If you hit reset, it'll fucking turn off the annoying orange light. Now, the one last thing to say about the Hooey is, because obviously it's got tail anti-torque, and just because of where the Hooey is, it wants to go forward and it wants to go right. So, well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about in terms of from a ramp start, it's a good idea to just sort of pull your stick a tiny bit back and a tiny bit to the left and trim that in before you even take off. So I'm literally talking, if you look at do you see that little diamond thing? Like about half a diamond down and 1 diamond's width left, and that should get you a nice steady, that should get you into ground effect without you lurching too far forward or whatever. I'll let you sort your rudder, get a feel for the rudder by yourself. We won't bother with doing a proper fucking runway takeoff this time. Okay. You haven't turned on force trim, I can see the switch. Your force trim's still set to on. It's to the left of the hydraulic control. Is that trim in now? If you're talking, I can't hear you, you've gone quiet. Well, check your bindings now before we take off, because you have actual pedals, don't you? So go to the again, adjust controls, and at the very bottom you'll see there's modifiers, add, clear, default, and there's axis assign. If you click that, you should see it gives you all the axis bindings. Your rudder should be on there. Oh no, you're looking, yeah, or axis. Yeah. So it's under, what is it, flight control rudder. Although I don't know what, I don't know what your rudder will be called in this. Okay. Alright. So I'm not gonna bother with runway shit. I'm gonna take off, and then so just slowly pick up on the collective, and she'll start to rotate, and then Hooey is a feisty fucker. This feels so fucking all over the place. I've been, because the shark is literally is a fly-by-wire. You just point it in the direction you want to go and make adjustments. This thing needs constant love. It is possible to obviously trim out into level flight and just be able to let go of the stick, but not super common. As you see, this thing just wants to go up. Alright. So you said you already know how to fly. Oh, there you are. I see. Whee. Okay, so here's the deal. I really have to shit. So I'm going to be back in like 2 minutes. I'm just going to put myself on auto. I'm going to slow myself right down, put myself on autopilot, and then I'll be back in a second. It's the closer you can get to auto hover with it. That's the thing. As I said, this game simulates a pilot for you, a co-pilot, and the default is the default is Windows key and A, and he will take over and he will maintain altitude and fly you straight, but he's not smart. He will fly you into the side of a hill should he feel the need. I haven't gone very far from where we are actually, but yeah, I can see you, I think. Alright, you do a few laps, I'll catch you back up. One sec, we'll be a sec. Oh, sweet. Oh, you've been flying with me, have you? Okay. How far have we gone? Okay, hang on a second. My head tracking's shit in the bed and I'm staring into my own neck. I tried to go as slow as I could. Okay, so we won't worry too much. We're not going to get shot out of the sky just yet. Some other things to look at while we're trotting along here. Are you still carrying the default armament, yeah? Do you know how to fire the weapons on this thing? Oh, that's the other thing. One thing we forgot to do before we took off.
Request CSAR.
Because I said this thing has absolutely 0 bells and or whistles. If you look to the very right of your control panel, do you see there's a compass? So at the moment for me, we're heading just 240 260 degrees, 245 degrees. Something like that. No, 270 degrees, sorry. Yeah, just shy of west, basically. If you look, left of that is your vertical speed, and left of that again is your heading dial. You have to manually set this, so there's a little knob on the bottom right, it's your compass synchronized knob. Just turn the compass until it matches up with, just turn the dial until it matches up with the compass. It's a mirror reflection of the compass, so it's usually something you do before you take off. One other thing I definitely suggest you do, find like a spare dial or knob or something and set it to your to make your view zoom. Yeah, it's really handy for doing stuff. Alright, now let's see if I can pick us up a seesaw. Okay, there's actually a seesaw really nearby. Do you know how to use ADF in the Huey? You know what ADF is? Yes. So in this case, we're going to use ADF to bind a down pilot. To turn on ADF in the Huey, it is in the central console. There's a lot going on here. Right, if you look, if you go behind the fuel, you'll see your VHF radio, your FM radio, which is set for 30 megahertz. Ignore that and go behind it again, and you'll see your ADF console. Your ADF console has two main knobs on it. First one, the one on the left is set to off. Right click it once and it'll set it to ADF. You'll probably get static. The guy we want to pick up, he's... Oh fuck, hell. I just got shot. The fucking header just freaked out. I'm not got so well. Oh, cut that out. kick your ass. Okay, anyway, where were we? So yeah, have you found the ADF console? Okay, so that's, you've got it on. The right hand knob is your tuner. Now there's like three, you tune it with the mouse wheel, but there's also, if you click it with your left and right mouse button, it takes you like 3 bounds. If you notice it says there, it takes you like from 190 to 400, 400 to 850, 850 to 750. The guy we're looking for is broadcast against 1200, so right click it twice and then scroll it until you get on 1200, and then that little strength needle just above that dial should max out. Yep, that is the ADF signal. If you look at your heading dial now, just underneath your side, you should see the arrow starting to do things. Like the solid arrow. There's several arrows on your heading dial, but the solid thin arrow. Yeah? Yeah, no, you've just turned it off. Okay. Okay, let me just trim out and then I'll have a look. Alright, and you're still hearing the beeping, yeah? Did you set yourself to ADF or loop?
Request CSAR.
We're actually heading in roughly the same direction. Okay, if you look up a second, can you see there should be some blue smoke now appearing like in your field of vision on the ground? Blue smoke is showing up somewhere? You're actually flying away from you. Heading to the west. Jesus, I am so out of practice with the shark makes you lazy.
Request CSAR.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick him up, like you are. I'm just going to park nearby. I need to get covered. Pardon? Yeah. I mean, the Huey, because the Hueys is a much simpler aircraft, and you just generally tend to fly forwards, it's not so difficult. But the Shark, I have definitely realised how much harder a twist rudder is making my life. Oh, I left my collision lights on that one now. Let's see, are you coming? Yes, you are. Okay, so I'm assuming you know all about vortex rings, there you go. So yeah, land a bit closer to that blue smoke than I am. You'll know you're getting close because you should start like getting voice messages off of the down pilot saying, "Oh fuck, that's loud. Just land in." Just aim to sort of land out the smoke. We're in ground effect now, so it should maneuver a lot easier. Yeah, you basically have to land almost on the smoke. The pilots are all lazy as fuck. If you're worried about height, I'll tell you how to get the radar altimeter working. Get him? Okay. So let's take off and head back to base, which we will be travelling on a heading. If you wanted to, like going on a heading. If you look, you know where that dial was to spin your compass around? To the left of it, there's a heading dial. It literally just moves a marker on your. Oh, awesome! Now he's picked up the ADF and turned off and start shitting out static. So turn the ADF back off. But yeah, turn the heading to 142. And that's your heading that will get you back to Sinafi. And then we can bring this down to pilot home. put everything into going forward on this, you'll probably get to about 110. Well, maybe about 100. If you take all the guns, it'll hit 120 quite often. One of the interesting things about the Huey is it handles completely fucking differently without anything on it. You know, they've really modeled the flight model well. And it's after flying around with all the guns on and then switching to nothing, the difference is quite spectacular. I suck at flying in formation. As to where to drop him off, doesn't really matter, although the two usual places are, do you see this blue smoke over at the airport itself? And this server, that's the logistics area, and most of going through a big fucking hard-on phase with like, oh, my connection timed out. Shit. Yeah. It's alright, I'll meet you back in the base. I'll show you the black shot after this. It's unless you want to try and get it. Yeah. It's one of those things where, because the Huey is so raw in its input, it's sort of like learning a bike. You just need to fly it until you realise you're doing all those tiny adjustments that you don't even realise you're doing. It's nearly impossible to be able to just leave it in a bank or leave it flying straight. You're always tweaking something that's heavy. I think it's one of the reasons why it stayed so popular for so long. There's so little on it, which means there's less to go fucking get broken as well. crash near the fucking birds. You'll know you're on the right one because it's sort of like a white building surrounded by some trees. Mass bumped. But did your guy get out okay? That's the important part. To be honest, you didn't explode, which is more than I did on my less than I did on my first fucking takeoff. Alright. So that's I'm gonna, because you already sort of know how to fly the Huey, I'm gonna put you in a shot just so you can be threatened. Because it's fun, but it's my favourite toy at the moment. It's just like Cold War tech. So you hit escape and go to select roll. And then you want the KA-50s. Where the fuck they are. More shit going on here. Oh wait, fuck, this is going to be actually a bit awkward for you. Because everything's going to be in Russian. No. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. I'll you. More steps. Oh, fuck, my connection. Right, I'm gonna stop watching you stream. I think that's what's doing it. Either that one of my housemates is torrenting. Fucker. Oh shit, Bedshape doesn't have head tracking. He's got a struggle. Yes, if I didn't know. Oh, fucking. Now I fucking called sign. It's just not disconnected yet. If I had the choice between buying him a Huey and buying him head tracking, I probably would have got him head tracking. Oh, speaking of which, Gib. Guess what I found? Have you figured out how to, like, get... You have VR, don't you? Oh, I thought you had VR. I found a Kazuna AI video that's a 3D video. I was going to make you watch it. It's the anime girl I've been sending you. Mercilessly. I just like the fact, it's not even the fact this is an anime girl, it's the fact that like all the screenshots out of context makes it just look like she's like suffering. Which just looks like some sort of confused person who doesn't know where they are or who they are. Alright. So have you profiled your Warthog, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna have to go solely off landmarks here to help. So, same as the other one, right control C will close your door. Now, there's first things first, you've got to get, like last one, you've got to get your electronics on and going. Do you see just at your 2 o'clock, there's a number pad? And above that, you should see BAT 1 and BAT 2. If you open the covers, flip the switches and close the covers again, you should hear something starting to whine, which is the first set of batteries going on. Oh, yeah, fuck, you're all in Cyrillic, aren't you? Shit. Okay, can we fix that on the fly? No. Okay, you know what? Just change your fucking language now, otherwise you're gonna regret it later. Let's just disconnect from the server. Go quit and disconnect. Don't exit, so I'll close the whole game.